If you're trying to decide which gift set is right for you, the Lancome or the Estée Lauder, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we are going to be talking Estée Lauder versus Lancome as far as the purchase with purchase offers that both companies are offering. What I did was purchased the warm set from the Estée Lauder company and purchased the cool and the warm set from Lancome. And let me show you the two cases that come with that brand. The Glam kit has a patent leather type case, and the warm side, called Glow, comes in this matte case with kind of a print on it. Those round cases come with two kind of a double-decker of storage with a mirror inside the top portion. And then this Estée Lauder case is one big compartment, which can be very useful for multi-purposing the case. And it looks professional enough to be used for all sorts of different purposes. And it's kind of nice that it has a little identifier here. It's kind of a classy thing. And the name brand is all over the place. So yeah, that is what is available. Now, when it comes to those storage cases, I did not find that there was more or less value for each one of the kits. It could be a make or break for you if you have a preference. Personally, for me, I did really like those double-decker cases because I've decided to put my nail polish collection in them. So it just really works for my purposes. If you are thinking of using the container that comes with either package, I would suggest that the more multi-purpose would be the Estée Lauder, because you can travel with it, you can be more on the go with it, as opposed to the Lancome train cases. The handle is not very useful, whereas the Estée Lauder is. That's as much as I'm going to say about that, but it is a significant portion of the value set, and so I thought I would really talk about those a little bit. Now, you did see already there's a difference between the warm and the cool set as far as what you get from Lancome, and I don't have that comparison for Estée Lauder because I got only one of the kits, the warm kit, and not the cool kit. The cool kit had blues and turquoises, which I have plenty of in my collection, and I'm not super fond of that pairing, so I didn't want to get the cool set. Plus, the required purchase, at least for Canadians on the esteelauder.ca site, was relatively pricey, and I can only use so much Advanced Night Repair serum. So I've already got a duo of it to get this set, and I was not about to get more. Now, enough of my griping. What I want to do is compare only the contents of the Estée Lauder set and the contents of the Lancome set. If you want a comparison of the Lancome Warm, which is called Glow, to the Lancome Cool, which is called Glam, I'm going to put a video right here for you. If you already know Lancome is the one that you want, then that video is going to be the one that will help you determine what it is that you want. That said, if you can equally wear cool or warm, or if you have a preference for cool or warm, I would invite you to take a look at my first and second impressions for the warm palette and my first impressions for the Glam palette. Because in those videos I do a couple of looks for warm, one look for cool. And I will say that I only tried one look for cool because it thoroughly impressed me and I didn't feel I needed to do more on camera. So I'm just going to mention that because I don't think I said that in the video. Let's get into the similarities and the differences between the two sets. And depending on what you care about most that is included in a set, I will definitely have some suggestions on which one of the two sets you should get. Both sets include some skincare. Let me give you a very quick rundown of the skincare included in each set. For Estée Lauder, you get 30 ml of the Advanced Night Repair. You get 15 ml of their cream, which is the Estée Lauder Revitalizing Supreme Plus Global Anti-Aging Cell Power Cream, blah, blah, blah. They like to make the title super long. Then there is 15 ml of the Advanced Night Repair Eye Supercharged Complex. And that is a fairly heavy luxe jar, which I think is the standard eye cream jar that you would normally buy. I'm positive it is. And then finally, 100 ml, I think, yes, 3.4 fluid ounces of the makeup remover called Gentle Eye Makeup Remover. Now, out of those 4 products, there are 2 differences between it and the Lancome set of products. The Lancome serum is the Advanced Génifique, their flagship serum, just like the Advanced Night Repair is the flagship serum for Estée Lauder. This one is 20 ml. They also have the full-size eye cream in the glass container, just like the Estée Lauder is in glass container, and this is also 15 ml, like the Estée Lauder. And finally, there is the Bifacil Eye Makeup Remover from Lancome, and this one is 125 ml or 4.2 fluid ounces. If you care a great deal about the skincare in these kits as value for you, I would strongly suggest that the Estée Lauder kit is a better value because you get 15 ml of the cream. There is no face cream in the Lancome set. You also get 10 more ml of the serum. So that's 50% more serum than is available in the Lancome. And the only drawback from the Estée Lauder kit is that there is less, there's 20% less eye makeup remover than there is in the Lancome kit. But when I consider serum and face cream is more expensive, that's probably better for you to have had more of those products as opposed to more of this. So in short, if skincare is your thing, then the Estée Lauder kit wins. Now let's talk about makeup. The makeup aspect of both kits is about equivalent, but here's the rub. It's equivalent in different ways. Let me go over one and then the other. In the Estée Lauder kit, when it comes to eyes, you get 2 palettes. 2 palettes, a total of 18 shadows and 2 face products, 1 highlighter and 1 blush. And each one of the palettes has a mirror in it. And here are the pans. So here's one, sorry about the mirror. Here's one. And by the way, this one is the one that I used today. I have the blush on. I have the aubergine color as my deep color on the lid. And I also have this color on the inner to center lid. And finally, I used, actually 2 more things. I used this one to create the halo. And then I used this one on the brow bone. So those are the colors I used today. I used the blush as well. And now let me show you the other palette. I also used the highlighter from this palette, and that is about it there. Now I want to show you the size of the pan. So here's my index finger. I promise you I do not have huge fingers. These pans are very, very small. You know what? I'll show you with a brush next to it. This is just an angle brush. It's one of my favorite brushes. And I'm putting the brush right next to the pan, and you'll see that the brush, which is a very small brush, is covering the entire pan. So there's not a whole lot of room for brushes inside, and they are powdery. There's not a whole lot of room for a brush to go into the pans. So if you like to use a fluffier crease brush, you may find these pans a little bit annoying, but there are 18 shadows. So we'll get to how many shadows are in Lancome, but the variety is here. the amount of product isn't. Each one of these palettes is only 5.4 grams. If you take out about 1.5 for this face product, which might be conservative because it is a relatively large square pan, then you only have 4 grams left for each one of the shadows. Well, 4 grams divided by 9 is not a whole lot, right? So it's not a whole lot of product. Is it a big deal if you use all of these? No, not a big deal at all. But we are creatures of habit, and we tend to go for a few of the shadows in a palette more than the others. So you're more likely to run out using the Estée Lauder. If it is a complement to a relatively large collection, then it's probably not a big deal. You might like the fact that there's less product per eyeshadow. Just letting you know. Next up for Estée Lauder is the mascara. It is a full mascara. It's called the Sumptuous Extreme. Let me show you the brush. It's a very big mascara brush. And I do like the container. It is the standard, looks like standard container for this kind of a mascara. And it is in 01 Extreme Black. I like it. That is the mascara I have on today. And actually, since we are talking eye makeup, I wanted to use the palettes from Estée Lauder one last time before making a determination. Estée Lauder is the only one where I did a third look, not because I wanted to play more with the shadows, which was the case for doing 3 looks with the Lancome sets. In this case, I really was on the fence whether I was okay with recommending the shadows or not. And this third attempt was more convincing. So what I was concerned about was I did not feel like the first time I got enough depth in the shadows. The second time it was okay, but it didn't knock my socks off. Today, I did this look and I went hard into the aubergine, the deep purple. This one, I went to town. And as you can see, I went in right away, loaded my brush. Now, I didn't dig into the pan, but I made sure to get a deeper look. And I am satisfied now that this palette can pull it off. I was really disappointed the first time I used it. I used this on the outer lid, but used this in my crease, this one in my crease, and it just was not punchy enough. And the gold was not punchy enough. But somehow the aubergine, as in most of the shadow with some of the pinks, worked well today. And so, am I a big fan of these eyeshadows? No. But are they okay? Yes. And I was not convinced of that until today's look. Now let's go to the Lancome sets for eye makeup. Before we get into the Lancome eye makeup, I'm going to put a picture full screen for a few seconds of the Estée Lauder Cool Kit so that you can take a look at the 2 palettes there and the cool lipsticks as well, so that you get a sense of what is in the cool set, because not everybody is going to necessarily want the warm palettes that I just showed you. However, let me remind you, I did use, for this look, I did use the warm set, and it's a relatively cool look. If I had used, instead of a warmer pink on the inner to center lid, if I had chosen the cooler pink, this would have been a 100% cool look. So it's possible to do cooler, toned, or neutral looks with the Estée Lauder warm set. Just making sure that you know that. Now we get into the Lancome eyeshadow palettes. You will see that the 2 sets have very similar eyeshadow palettes. And what is impressive to me is the size of the pans, and that there are 2 face products as well in it. And the face products are a good size where you can easily get a brush in. And I think that matters. To go along with each one of these palettes, the kit also comes with a tool which does not come, there's no tool in the Estée Lauder kit. The only thing I don't like about this brush is it's double-ended. I would have preferred 2 brushes because I'm going to stand this brush up this way and I will muck up for sure the shader brush. I used the shader brush and the blush brush each time I used these palettes, and it was fine. Nothing to write home about, but it is fine. Now let me just show you really quick the cool toned palette. Each one of them was just fine. I did lots of nice looks with these, a total of 4 looks at this point, and I'm quite happy. Now the Définicils, which is the mascara that comes in the warm, and the Hypnose, which is the mascara that comes in the Glam, so Glow and Glam, I'm happy with both of them. They're both perfectly fine. The other 2 eye makeup items that come in the set are the Cils Booster XL, which is the lash primer. I don't have it anymore because I don't have either one anymore because I gave them away. I don't use lash primer and I did not want it to get used by accident in any way, shape, or form, so I handed them off. And I also handed off the full-size kohl liner. It's called Le Crayon Kohl, and it is about the longest kohl liner you could find, and that's $30 value, and the Cils Booster is around 30 some dollar value as well, Canadian that is. And these are full-size mascaras, and I suspect that the mascara that you would get in either kit from Lancome and that the mascara in the Estée Lauder, they're both options are full-size, so they're, in my opinion, they're equivalent. So Lancome definitely wins in the eye makeup department. I would say eye and face makeup department. Now there is another aspect to creating a look, and that is lips. And in the lips department, if you are considering volume, you will get more out of Estée Lauder and less out of Lancome, volume and variety. So in the Lancome set, you get 3 lipsticks. And the lipsticks are 4 grams. They are larger than the Estée Lauder set, but they are only larger by about 0.5 grams. So you get a total of 12 grams of lipstick. If you get through lipstick, then that matters. The Estée Lauder are 3.4 grams. And this is the set that comes in the cool box. Like I said, I've done the comparison already, so I'm just quickly racing through this, but these are the 3 that come in the cool. And here are the 3 that come in the warm. And I have had a chance to wear all of them. And in my opinion, there are no duds. Now, one comment is that this one, the red stiletto, is a repeat from last year. Now, I don't know if it was in the same box as, warm or cool from last year, but it is a repeat shade. Now in Estée Lauder, you get 3 lipsticks again, but you also get 2 of the lip glosses, and the 2 lip glosses are different in the cool version of the box. There's one that is definitely more of a mauve-y color. I think it's more of a replacement for this equivalent, but please take a look because if you are debating on warm or cool, the lip products are different. Now you'll see that the lipsticks are markedly skinnier than the Lancome product. And one of the things to consider as well for the palettes and the lipsticks is that if you really don't like fingerprints on your makeup, you don't like how it can look a little bit grungy, then you may not like this packaging, although the packaging is consistent across the whole set. So you'll see that gaming theme is replicated across the whole line. And you saw the case earlier with the card symbols for the suits on the box as well. So it's very much a cohesive collection. The other thing that I'm going to note as well is that the Lancome palette and the lipsticks, though they're all plastic, they are black and they are just more sleek and professional looking than the Lancome, the Estée Lauder sets. These are very, very light and very flimsy plastic, and so they don't give me a feel of luxe at all. And Estee Lauder is a pretty expensive brand. And so I find it interesting that Lancôme, that is a little bit of a less expensive brand, maybe not for their serum, they're equivalent, but for a lot of other products, they're less expensive, gave me a more of a luxe feel for their set. When it comes to, oh, I should show you all three, even though I only have one of the sets. So here's one of the colors. Again, this is for the warm set. And this is one is Rebellious Rose. And this one is Tiger Eye, which I really quite liked. And finally, Envious is the last one. So there's a requisite red in each one of the sets. And then the glosses, you'll see that there's a red one and then a very light one. And the light one is actually the one I have on my lips right now, and I'll just reapply for you. There's a nice shine to it. It doesn't stay super long, but there's a nice shine to it. And the smell for the gloss is, it's quite nice. I don't mind it at all. So if you do like glosses more than lipsticks, or you just like having a lot of lip products, the Estee Lauder set is definitely, it has that advantage. One last little bit is that the Estee Lauder kit also has a booklet that comes in it. And if you're not super adventurous with eye makeup, the nice thing about it is it shows you two looks. There's the other look, and it gives you instructions for how to do each one. Hopefully you can see step by step which eyeshadow is used where to create the looks in here. So for someone just kind of starting out or who doesn't wear eyeshadow a whole lot, this can be useful. That said, using either one of the Lancome palettes was effortless. The colors blended themselves. They all work with everything else in the given palette, which I was really impressed with. So no color combination doesn't work. And there was it was like, how can I explain? It was just easy. It was just so easy to do a look, and in a way so quick and so easy that it's almost like the challenge wasn't there. It was just too easy to do a look. It's almost, it makes me think of Clionadh shadows. I've made that comment before on Clionadh shadows, is that sometimes I don't want to use a Clionadh shadow because it's going to look fantastic, but I won't have any cred because it took me 5 minutes. These palettes are similar. They're all the colors are really nice. They all go together. And this one, actually, I have to say, this one makes me think, it gives me vibes from the Natasha Denona Gold. And that is because there's gold and kind of a green vibe right here. And if there were a deeper kind of between forest green and teal, I would really be able to say that it made me think of Natasha Denona. But just these three, I was able to do some very, very nice gold or goldy olive looks, and I was very, very happy with those looks. And then this palette gave me a little bit of vibes of modern Renaissance, mostly because of these 6 down here. A little bit for the brown, but mostly these down here gave me those vibes to a certain extent. And then this one was a real surprise with kind of a shift. It's a bit of a duochrome, but it doesn't look like it would be in the pan because it looks matte, right? But all of these, a nice smoky eye on this side, a more natural eye on this side. You can really do some nice things with these shadows. And all of these, the 10 that are in the warm or the glow palette and the 10 that are in the cool or glam palette, I just look at these colors and there's no intimidation. I just feel like I can go in and do a look. And Having used each one at least once, I have zero concern about just going in and starting a look. I don't feel like I have to plan the look. Whereas with the Estee Lauder kit, I thought, oh, I need to plan. It was definitely more effort, but I didn't feel like the end result was good enough for the effort that I had to put in. I mean, if you're looking for a less BAM look, the Estee Lauder set can be just fine. If you want more variety too, the Estee Lauder can be just fine, although in the Nudes palette, there's not a lot of variation between beiges, light browns. Let me show you that one again. And I did mention it in my first impressions video and my second one as well, that there's not a whole lot of variation. There's a pop of pink right here, but the rest is pretty blah in this one palette. In summary, if you care about skincare, Estee Lauder wins it. If you have a preference, if train case is what is making you pick each set, then you have to decide if you like the double-decker round black train case or whether you like the single compartment game theme little almost mini suitcase from Estee Lauder. That I can't give you evaluation of because or an evaluation of because they're so different. It just depends on what you like. When it comes to makeup, lip products, Estee Lauder wins it. For eye makeup, Lancome wins it. For packaging of the makeup, I would definitely say that Lancome wins it. Unless you're absolutely sold on the whole game theme, in which case the more flimsier packaging might not be a consideration for you. And one last comment is, because it's might not be obvious when I talk about eye makeup, is that this brush, it may be something that is of interest to you if you don't have a lot of tools for makeup application. This brush could be significant benefit to you. So that is it for my comparison. If you are wondering, if you watched my Lancome versus Elizabeth Arden from 2018, I'll have all the links to all my comparison videos in the description box. If you're wondering why I didn't do Elizabeth Arden this year, Elizabeth Arden was the kit that I compared to Lancome last year. I didn't do it this year because Elizabeth Arden has made it virtually impossible to get the kit without hunting for it. It keeps showing Canadians ads for the purchase with purchase kit. You try to go get it, you can't. Now, I heard that the Elizabeth Arden kit was available in Hudson's Bay in Vancouver. I looked for it online at Hudson's Bay here in Winnipeg, could not find it, and I just decided I was not going to start phoning around and hopping store to store. If Elizabeth Arden didn't want to make it available, I was not going to go and chase it. So that is why I did not do a comparison of Lancome versus Elizabeth Arden. Hopefully, having compared the Lancome kit, or in this case kits, to the Estee Lauder set is of value to you for at least a comparison and contrasting of the two. And I just want to say, why would I have picked up the warm kit as well from Lancome? And if you want to know more about that, I was redeeming points from Shoppers Drug Mart, and I will have a separate video on that topic coming up. It made a lot of sense for me to pick it up using points. And the main driver of me doing that was because of the quality of the palette in the cool toned Glam set. That and the fact that there was a matte train case in the same kind of style as the Glam case, that's more the patent leather. Patent leather, it's plastic, but it was incentive enough for me to get the other one from the same holiday set in the other shades. So that just tells you how much I've really enjoyed the eyeshadows in the Lancome kit. And I can definitely use the skincare that is in that set. And if you look at the cost of the skincare in either the Estée Lauder or the Lancôme, the skincare pretty much takes care of the cost of purchasing the kit and then some, assuming you value based on retail price. But if you know me, you know that retail price to me is just, it's an anchor number. It's not really indicative of value. I am now getting off on a tangent, so I'm going to stop right there. I hope you found this comparison useful. Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you have other comparing and contrasting points between the two kits, maybe I missed something, please, please, please let me know. And just a reminder for the Lancôme set that I was not able to show you the Cil Booster XL and the Le Crayon Kohl liner, and I didn't repeat that in the summary. If there's anything else that you can add as far as context, contrasting my comparison of these kits, please share with us below. We can all learn from each other, and that's the whole point of these comparisons, is to help you make the best decision if you are going to spend money on either, both, whatever combination of those kits. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I do look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.